Welcome back everyone to another Science at Home, and for a bit of fun this festive season I thought we'd try out a printed circuit board I got from Jaycar. If you're following along, it's a XC3756 in the Australian catalogue. So as you can see, we've got all the parts here. It's mainly made up of LEDs and a few smaller components as well. So I'd suggest that you have a nice clean workbench and you spread everything out evenly. Now you're going to be playing with about 130 LEDs, and it's important that they go in the right direction. Now fortunately with this pack, it is printed on the circuit board, and also you should be able to easily tell the short or the flat edge, the cathode, from the longer one or the anode, and that is printed on the one side. So I'd be pushing those through probably about 8 at a time. Once you've pushed them through, I'd actually spend some time stretching out the legs so that the LEDs will stay in place while you solder. Now, I'm a physicist, so this is a little bit too practical for me, but this is the starter kit, so I'll share with you some tips I've learnt while soldering. You're looking to make a nice shiny volcano shape, which means that you've got the right temperature on your solder as you push those through. When it comes to the side cutters, as you can see here, you want to try and get them a little bit further away from the tip when you make that snip, because otherwise you might have some flying metal fragments coming your way. As you can see here as well, when you're picking the 6 to 8 LEDs to do at a time, I'd try and make sure they don't line up horizontally, so that when you flip it around and you spread those two connectors, they're not getting in each other's way when you go to solder them. So you can see here, I'm just spending a bit of time here to make sure they all get a nice stable connection. We still have a few more components to go. So we have some resistors. Just have a look at the color codes and also printed on the circuit board on the back where each of these should be going. Now the resistors don't have a certain direction to go, but these capacitors certainly do. So you want to pay attention to the long leg being the positive and the short leg being the negative with the little white strip on there. Have a look at the back of the circuit board to see which way these are going to go in and help with the timing of our circuit. We also have some transistors here in our circuit, and these have 3 legs you need to pay attention to. So just be aware of the flat back versus the curved edge. These are going to be used to help amplify or switch our signals as we go through with their base, collector, and emitter sides. I'd recommend slightly stretching out those legs before you try and put them in, because there is only one way that these legs will fit into your circuit board snugly. Now's a good time to also mention just how handy that third hand from Jaycar, as well as some good ventilation, came throughout this project. Now on to the final components, which include soldering the 3 red wires onto your switch. Before you pop it through, there's a circular crimped spacer that will go on the red side of the switch. Poke it through the hole there to the front. You'll find a flat spacer to put on, which will only go on one way, and then you'll have a hexagonal nut to tighten it onto the front. You can see there's some screws in there which just basically screw the 9-volt battery holder onto the back of the board. Solder those wires through the back and you should be ready to go. There's also an optional 9-volt adapter you can see in the corner there. Overall, a fun little build, and we definitely got better with our soldering by the time it's finished. Now the moment of truth as always. Nice. Looks good. Hope you all have a fantastic Christmas season. Try out your own designs, and we look forward to seeing you and your curiosity in the new year.